So we're almost at the end, but we do have one more surprise, and it's a big surprise. And we have a special guest. And you know him. He's a rock and roll Hall of Famer. And he is also a Grammy Award winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Peter Frampton. So Peter, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a longtime friend of Martin Guitars. Can you tell us, how did you first come to play Martin Guitars, and what are some of the favorite Martin Guitars in your collection?
Well, the first time I didn't know what guitar it was, but I found out was Buffalo Springfield with Neil Young and Stephen playing. I think they were playing D45s even back then, but I don't know. But and then I got to meet Stephen and hang out and played some of his guitars and just was drooling like crazy. And that's when I just left a band called Humble Pie, and I left the band and I had $3,000 left. So I went to what was then called Manny's in 48th Street in Manhattan. And I went in and asked Henry, who was that? I want a D45. Well, this was 1970, so I didn't get the right wood on the neck, but that's okay. But no, so I put down a deposit, and I forget how much it was, but it was probably not $2,000 at that point. And then they called me and told me it was in, and then I used the D45 for the whole of the Frampton's Camel record, Lines on My Face, all those songs on that. And then unfortunately what happened is we went on tour and it got taken away from me by someone who preferred to have it himself.
Okay.
So, and then I just, I craved another Martin, but I didn't get one at that point. And it wasn't until later in the 90s when I came to the NAMM show and Dick Volk welcomed me into the booth, and I told him the story, and that's when he said, "We don't have a Peter Frampton model." And I said, "No." And so he said, "How about we do one and call it the Frampton's Camel?" So that's what I got, and
that's wonderful.
So it's fantastic guitar, D42s. So I've got 3 of them. And
here it is.
There's another one.
Yes, wonderful. You see the camel. So
the camel's up here.
Exactly.
And oh my goodness, 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
You kept the 4th one.
Well, we have the prototype.
It's a beautiful, beautiful guitar.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
is.
You. Yes.
I've played it on many, many sessions.
Right. And maybe there will be more, right?
There might be. That's what I'm hearing rumors of. Yeah.
Exactly. So we also heard you announced some tour dates. And
yes.
We also heard the rumors that you may have spent some time in the studio. Is there maybe something you can share with this audience about your plans this year and maybe beyond?
Yes. Well, I keep saying, well, that's the last one, and then of course I go, can we do it again? So we call this one, let's do it again. So we're going to do two 10-date tours. One in April, starting in the last day of March, and then one in June. And I'm going to keep going as long as my fingers work, Thank you. And it's getting more difficult, I have to admit. But the worst thing about playing for me is when I'm soloing or anything is to actually think about what I'm playing. I don't want to think. I want it just to come from my heart, my soul, whatever. And that's how I've always played. And now I do have to think a little bit because I'm in the middle of a passage and I'll say, that finger is not going to get there in time. So I do a regroup, and I used one finger for many notes that I used to use three fingers for. But then I do remember a chap, a Belgian guy, not that I only have two fingers left, and I would never ever compare myself to him, but he made it. He was a well-known Django was a well-known guitar player, and then he had the fire in his caravan, and that's when his last two fingers withered, and he completely reworked. That's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying, because I enjoy music so much. It sounds weird, but you're losing the power to play. Yeah, but I'm working out and enjoying working out a different way of playing, so that I can keep playing. That's
That's wonderful.
I've never not been a positive person. It's people say, well, aren't you depressed? You can't be accept the things you cannot change. I learned that in AA and many other places. And it's just something that, why worry about something you can't do anything about? We don't have a magic bullet yet for IBM, which is what I have, but we're doing trials all the time. So we hope, but I will keep doing music for the rest of my life. What I have is not life-threatening, thank God, but it's life-changing, and I'm going with the flow.
Okay, well, it's great to hear that we will hear more from you and see more from you, because it's wonderful what you do. And I do have one specific question, because I watched The Crossroads.
Oh yes.
Your song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, with Eric Clapton.
First time ever, yeah.
And I have to say, the two of you seem to be on fire, but I don't think I have seen Eric Clapton laugh and smile so much as during that song. How was that experience? It really seemed like you had such an influence.
Yeah, there's a very strange story before that. He has a neurological thing. Sometimes his legs work and sometimes they don't. So he was over the other side of the stadium arena in a dressing room, and I had broken 2 toes that morning. I'd fallen, and so I couldn't. So my road manager, where is he? Donnie Lewis. There he is, the famous Donnie Lewis. He took my phone to Eric, and then we FaceTimed in the building. And I said, "Do you want to play your solo on when?" He said, "No, you play it." And he said, "Do you do anything in the verses?" I said, "No." He said, "Oh, I'll do that." So, but we were just laughing about the whole situation, and we couldn't get to each other, but we did meet on stage. And that was probably one of the most exciting moments of my career. I've met Eric many times, spoken with him, but we'd never ever played together. And of course, I'm a huge fan. Of course, I've stolen licks from him, like we all have over the years. And so to actually look at him and listen to him in my ears, going, "Oh my God, that's Eric Clapton," it was wild. So
And Peter Frampton.
well, yeah, but I wanted it the backwards and forwards to go on forever, and in the end, he just looked at me and went, "I'm okay."
It was awesome, and it's amazing. It's wonderful that it was captured for eternity.
Yes,
that we have it,
yes.
we can see it.
It's wonderful.
So one other reason why we're really honored to have you here is because we want to also congratulate you on your induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
How was that experience?
It was great. I'd waited a while for that, but you get to the point where you don't expect something. I don't. Maybe back in the 70s, or I would have thought that might be a possibility at some point, but no, I sort of said, well, this isn't going to happen,
Yeah.
So when when the powers that be, the chairman of the board, said a few daft things, they got rid of him, and Jan Wenner, and John Sykes came in and took over as CEO of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's a big fan. Whereas Jan Wenner wasn't. So. And the thing was, I really appreciate it because the person that started the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was Ahmet Ertegun of Atlantic Records. It was his idea, and then he brought in Jan Wenner. And we lost Ahmet, who was a really good friend of mine. He was a character, but he was incredibly good to me on a personal level, and as well as recording. And so I was thrilled thinking, when I was up there, I was thinking about Ahmet and how he must be smiling, going, he got it, yeah.
That's amazing. You had a long friendship with Ahmet, right?
Yes, he was a crazy man, but we loved him.
Well, to continue the celebration, we do have a little gift for you.
Oh my God.
And this is it's called an SC28. We introduced the SC in 2019 or 18, but we now make US models. So this was made in the US, and it's my pleasure to hand it over for you as a gift.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and a big round of applause for Peter.